Within every decade, seems like entertainment has been changing, and for the better, that is. But I guess we can all say that throughout all the decades, the big person that helped change the entertainment world was Michael Jackson. Let me explain. His entertainment really changed when back in 1982, quoted by the Rolling Stone, Michael Jackson broke the color barrier on MTV. See, before then, it was mainly Caucasian, so you would only get rock videos, maybe a little bit of country, a little bit of pop. African American was really scarce. Well, Michael Jackson had this hit single called Billie Jean, and Billie Jean was the first African American music video to ever broadcast on MTV, and that changed the history. And this is quoted by VH1 himself. He said a high standard for most musicians after that. With music videos, back during the 50s, 60s, and 70s, they were quite basic. You would get the musician, maybe cool sound effects, but you would only get the song, and that was in the music video. Michael Jackson also changed that. In 1985, when he released Thriller, which is to date his best album of all time, said Billboard and Rolling Stone magazine, he released a 13-minute music video to the single with the same name of the album. Now, I know you're thinking, why is this such important? Well, as I said about 2 minutes ago, music videos, it was just them singing and, maybe a little bit sound effects. That was it. Well, Thriller was more like a movie. Nobody had seen, till that day, nobody had seen a music video like that. People really thought they was watching a movie. And because they thought they was watching a movie, that music video is really one of the best music videos made of all time. With that music video, that put Michael Jackson as one of the greatest entertainers in history. And until then, it seems like every other musician or music artist has tried to copy that form. And during the next future decades, people have innovated that. Another reason why Michael Jackson was one of the greatest entertainers was his tours. Now, tours, they have been existing since the beginning of time. There's nothing new about it. But Michael Jackson actually broke records when he went on his Bad Tour. For those who don't know, the Bad Tour was a tour that he did as a promotion for his album Bad that came out in 1988. This album, every venue he went to, from Japan to the United States, sold out. People were going crazy off him. People couldn't believe, people couldn't believe it was almost like magic if you saw him in person. And I have seen this personally through DVDs. People were passing out. People couldn't believe the special effects they had. It seemed like it was futuristic at that point. His Bad Tour is known as one of the biggest tours to have ever existed. This is quoted by BET and MTV. I don't think that for the next few decades we'll even have a tour to even top numbers like that. Now, what made his tour so special was that he had dancers. He had, his introduction was so special. Usually the musicians would just come out and they get introduced and they do their little greetings and bows and start playing. No, Mike changed that. Michael, he would come up from below the stage, stand there in the pause, had the smoke and the wind all blowing. It was almost if people seen God. People would just froze and stuff oh my God, The music would start. The pyrotechnics everywhere. And even one concert, I even seen this on YouTube, even one concert, He had somebody in an astronaut costume fly around the whole venue. Like, how amazing is that? Nobody has ever seen anything like that until that day. Another reason why Michael Jackson was a great entertainer was his costume choices. They were quite different, really. When he released his music video during the early 90s called Remember the Time, his music video had an Egyptian theme to it. Many people didn't think that it could be pulled off because, you know, finding Egyptian clothes or something to even resemble that was rare or expensive. No, Mike found a way. He hired a team of costume designers, and the rest was history. Me personally, I really believe that's one of the greatest music videos ever lived. Cause I like how the whole setting was. It seemed, even though it's not historically correct, it seemed like it could have been. On to his dance moves. Yes, even though Michael Jackson's dance moves, they were inspired by musical greats like James Brown, Jackie Wilson, Flip Wilson. He seemed to innovate that. Back in 1982, when Motown 25 was aired, after he finished singing with his brothers, he actually has his own solo spot where he recorded the hit single Billie Jean. You know, started on normal, he was singing, but until that day, people, I'm not gonna say nationwide, worldwide, have not seen the ever popular dance of moonwalk. Michael Jackson did the moonwalk, and the moonwalk is known as just the turning point of dancing. Now, I must say this: Michael Jackson did not create the moonwalk. It was actually created by a man in Harlem, and I forgot his name. But he made that dance worldwide, and he actually gave the man who actually created the moonwalk credit for it. And this is quoted by BET and MTV. And the last reason I want to say that Michael Jackson was one of the greatest entertainers was his music touched everybody and still continues to touch everybody. We have we have little kids of this generation who probably didn't even witness him alive love his music. His music could touch everybody. He has all his music talk about different genres, mainly romance, but you had, you know, romance and, you know, sadness and just pure joy. Like, you need music like that to live throughout the day. I know me personally, his music inspired me deeply. Like, I don't go about one day if I listen to at least one of his songs. They're just that great. And honestly, I don't see nobody, you know, even when they die, have music to continue to inspire so many people where they're gone. So, I'm going to conclude by saying this. Michael Jackson, when it came to music videos, dancing, tours, outfits, just everything in music, he changed it. And that's what labeled him as a great entertainer. I'm Kamante Glover, and this was my 10-minute presentation on why Michael Jackson is one of the greatest entertainers to ever have lived.